Hello gaming peeps, I'm back. It's Neil from Gamerevolution with another top 10. This time I'm doing a console that battled along against the Mega Drive for many years. Of course it's the Super Nintendo, or SNES as regularly known to us gamers. Now I'm going to start off my top 10, but I have to say this console is money. It was a fantastic console. If you pick it up now, you will have hours and hours of fun. Forget the Xbox 360, your PS4, your Xbox One graphics. Try some of these games out. I guarantee you will find them extremely addictive. So I thought I'd start off with my number 10, and that is Alien 3. I love Alien 3. It's fantastic. Side-scrolling shooter, playing Ripley, trying to save the girls along the way, which are basically loads and loads of newts, and fighting the aliens as you go through the structures. It's just the sound and the graphics and the edginess of this game. As I say, although it's back there old, you try it now and it still stands up today. Brilliant sounds to it. A brilliant structure to the levels. There's always that one sort of tied up sort of newt that you can't find, and you're forever trying to look for them because you've got a certain amount of time. Once you find them, you have to get to the exit within that time. And it's just where the aliens turn up. You know, they're in those sort of the air ducts, and you don't see them on the screen. You walk off the screen, suddenly they're running towards you. Brilliant game. Definitely check it out. It's definitely one to buy and try out. You'll absolutely love it. So we'll move on swiftly to my number 9, and this is a game that I loved at the arcades and I loved on the SNES. Equally, it could have been in my top 10 Mega Drive games, to be honest, but just edges out on the SNES, and that is Sunset Riders. Yahoo, as it says in the game. It's a brilliant game. Side-scrolling shooter, no fuss. Basically, get the gold from loads of tyrants as an end boss. You can play one of 4 characters. My personal favourite is the Mexican. Really cool. Really good how you get your stars and your power-ups and your abilities, because you go through bar doors. And you got a girl kissing you on the cheek, and you come out and it gives you an ability like double guns or something like that. Really good layout to the sort of levels. You know, you got the first level, which you're going through the sort of western type town. You get to the end, you've got you hear noise of some bulls. They run by. You have to run across across and jump across and get to the boss, and basically shoot some barrels so they drop down, so you can get to shoot him while his foes are trying to shoot you. Really good. And another great levels, the train level, going across the train, you're on the horse trying to shoot people off the train, plus the horses by the side of you. Really well done. And that's basically why it's my number 9, because it's really well done. I love it, and it deserved to be in the top 10. My Mega Drive and SNES top 10 have probably been the hardest one so far. There's so many games. I could do a top 100, to be fair, on these 2 consoles. Probably my favourite 2 consoles. Really brilliant. So we'll move swiftly on to my number 8. Number 8 is going to be probably not lie great with everybody, but it may with others. It's Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Now, it's not the original Super Star Wars, because I preferred Return of the Jedi. That was the film that I particularly liked, so I sort of leant towards that one. Plus it has some really nice levels in it. Few extra bits that I didn't put in the Super Star Wars. We all know the story, there's no point explaining the story. It's the level design and the way it's done. It's equally as good as the Star Wars Force Unleashed games. Back in the day, this was superb. To be honest, if you had, I would put, you know, in this, although I've picked Return of the Jedi, you could easily put Super Star Wars or Super Empire Strikes Back. They've all got absolute brilliant elements, very same structure to the games. But you've got different levels. One's got like speeder bikes on, you're driving Millennium Falcon, you're on foot, besides scrolling sort of shoot to beat 'em up. Really, really good game, graphically good, sounds are there, perfect, the lightsabers, good challenge as well, it's not really easy peasy game to play, but it's really fun to play. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll love it, if you're not, you'll still love it. It's a really good game. So that'll swiftly on a movie to number 7. Number 7 is a fighting game that is just superb, and that of course is Final Fight. Aptly named, because it is the final fight really, because it is one of the best fighting games on any console, to be honest. Very sort of Streets of Rage type, side scrolling, characters very big though in there, punches really feels like they hurt. And you've got some great little super moves in there. Basically, most people play Hagar, but basically his daughter's kidnapped by a tyrant of the city who's got a cyberpunk sort of gang, and you've got to try and get her back. Hagar's a father, he's the main character, you've got the boyfriend and the friend, and basically most people play Hagar, but you know, you've got a choice of 3, so go through. They've all got different abilities. It's just the way it's done, the sounds, you know. You I always remember going there to an arcade and hearing the as the main boss laughs out across the arcade. You'll always hear that, but transition onto the SNES was superb. It was arcade quality, and it was just fun to play. Great levels, great different characters to fight. You know, you didn't just have your normal sort of punks and everything. You had big fat sumo type guys who'd run head first at you. You know, you got bosses at the end of the stage. You know, some quite difficult bosses. There's one in a ring samurai with 2 swords. Really difficult to defeat him. He's not easy to defeat. So you know, it's a good challenge game. It's not one that you would whip in an hour. It's going to take you some time, but it's well worth going through. You'll enjoy every moment of it. So that swiftly moves me on to my number 6. This has got to be in there. You knew it was going to be a Super Mario World. I mean, the transition from the normal Marios to Super Mario World was huge. Absolutely brilliant game. Loads of special abilities. A mega top-notch game. Really long. You got several worlds. You got hidden worlds. Loads of levels. The ability to fly. You know, whip your tail, and it was just absolutely superb. You know, jumping on Yoshi. But the sounds sounded Crystal CD type sounds on this game. How they did it and got it out of the SNES, I'll never know. But the sounds are all there, and of course you're playing Mario again, the worst royalty sort of guard you'll ever come across, because whoever he's guarding seems to get kidnapped, but it's a good job he's got a day job as a plumber, but it's a really good game. You've probably all played it, but yeah, if you haven't, and you go, if there's one person on the planet who's going, Mario, who's that, what's that, then you need to go and check it out, because you're missing some gaming history in that game. Which moves me nicely on to my number 5. And again, Mario related. It only had to be Super Mario Kart. Really, what do I need to say about this game? I've never known anybody not like Super Mario Kart. It's hours and hours of fun. Even even for example, my wife, she doesn't like many games at all. Super Mario Kart, she will always play. Um, it's a brilliant game. It converts every. Even my mum's had a go on Super Mario Kart, and she barely knows how to switch on the PC, let alone play an older joystick or joypad. That it's just a family game. Anybody can play it. Absolutely brilliant to win the tournaments. It's the fact that you've got your different CCs as well, in classes, and your different races to race. Your Donkey Kong, your Mario, your Luigi, and your Toad, and your Princess, and various others. But the nice little cheat where you can shrink them down into really little tiny races, which is really nice as well. Loads of abilities on there. It's probably the ultimate driving shooting game, because it's just firing red eggs that heat seek, normal green ones that rely on you shooting and aiming accurately to win the race. It's not just I'm the best driver, I can win the race. You could be at front. The leader bomb is the most annoying thing ever. If you're on the lead and you get to near enough finish line 2 foot and get leader bombed, that's really annoying. But it's a fantastic game. We all know it is. And you're probably thinking Mario World, Mario Kart, they should surely be in the top 5. But these are my top 10, not the universally liked top 10. That's be on the website, you'll see it. But we'll move swiftly on to my number 4. This is a great game that I enjoyed on the Commodore 64 so much, and it's just gone from strength to strength to strength. It's a shame nobody's done a really smack shiny update on the major big consoles for this, and it's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. What can I say? Ever since the groan of the zombies in the first one, and the structure of the game, it's just so good. Basically playing knights, zombies are took over, and you've got to take them down. Sounds as though that's a simple thing to do. It's not. They come from behind you, up above. There's various different sort of enemies to take on. You've got swords you throw at them, they go into the ground, but of course they come up from the ground as well, so you could have 2 appear behind you from nowhere. They hit you, your armour falls off, and you end up naked, and then they hit you again, you die. It's really the way it's done, and the sounds of it, the fun factor is out of 100 is 100. It's so much enjoyable to play. I suppose in a way Left 4 Dead is kind of a modern update to it, with sort of the enemies and the way you go around, but that's more first person shooter. This is right back in the glory days of the side scrollers, which, to be honest with you, you take away the graphics, some of these games are very linear, whereas the ones back then, they had structure, they had plenty of time to play them, you had length of time. They didn't sort of rely heavily on graphics as these days. You get a lot of games that are like jaw-dropping graphics, that but the structure's not behind them, the gameplay's not there, the longevity's not there. They're not games you can go and play, which is a shame that they've lent towards that. But it's personas. People like shiny things, they like to see shiny graphics. They would stay away from something that looks mediocre, even though the gameplay may be absolutely super amazing. And I suppose it's all about pushing the boundaries at the end of the day. But this was a brilliant game back in its day, and it was pushing the boundaries. It gave SNES a good old battering in the graphic stakes. Getting that much on the screen at once, I imagine, was quite difficult. Which leads in to my number 3. Now this will be a surprise to quite a lot of people. Because I don't think it would probably feature in many people's top 10s, and that's Zombies Hate My Neighbours. It's a laugh a minute, this game. You basically, Kid Guy as he's called, it was called different names on different consoles. It played on the Mega Drive, superb. SNES just edges it out a little bit in the graphics and sound stakes, but you go around in crazy things happening. Basically, your neighbours have been all took over as zombies, and you've got to try and free them from their sort of curse, I suppose it would be. Now, that's the basic structure, but you get like cheerleaders with pom-poms you rescue, and they basically say thank you. There's one mad bit with a massive baby that comes stomping through after you. It's quite on the edge of the seat stuff. Not gory, not scary really, but you do what's going to happen next because it's so crazy. And that's why I loved it. I mean, I played it for hours and hours. And it's just had a great big, brilliant levels. It was just fun to play. Very crazy game. You got to check it out. If you've never heard of it and never played it, you have to check it out. But be warned, you can kiss loads of hours goodbye if you're going to play it. It's a superb game. And that leads me on to number 2, depending on how you want to put it. Had to be Super Mario All-Stars. You know Mario is going to be towards the top. It always is. I would like to be different and say, you know, something else was towards the top, but when you've got a package of all the brilliant Mario games in one, and you can go back to the original, everybody remembers the tunes and the structure of the games, even the little cheats to go up sort of vines and appear level 5 and things like that. Doesn't matter. It's just brilliant to relive the classic versions of Mario in one package. Come with a lot of SNESes, and to be honest with you, lots of people still got the SNES, probably with that game and probably not much else. If they're just a casual gamer, because it's a family game, everybody can play it. Kids to old age pensioners, it's beautiful and everybody loves it. Not much to say about the stories because it is one package and you just literally scroll through and play what you want. If you were lucky enough to get Super Mario World and with Mario All Stars as a sort of package, because there is one out there, it's quite a rarity, but it is out there, then you've got a full package and it's there. And of course this leads me nicely on to number 1. Now, what is number 1 going to be? Well, it could only be one game. Super Metroid. Came in a big box, big structure sort of guide with it, and it needed to be. This is probably the ultimate shooter platform game. Venture elements in there. It's absolutely superb. Fighting aliens in your red suit. There is a super twist ending to this, which I won't spoil if you've never played it. But you'll go, what? In the end, as I did when I was playing it, because you don't know this throughout the whole game. But trust me, it's a brilliant ending. I won't spoil it. Play the game to the end and you'll find out. Many of you will know what I'm talking about. It's a brilliant game, from the graphics to the gameplay to the levels to the sound, everything, the atmosphere. It's just superb from start to finish. They should have released more or tried it more. They tried Metroid on the sort of cubes and stuff. It was okay. Nothing like Super Metroid's sort of ratings that it got and love for the Metroid series, and but it did okay. It would be nice to see it's more modernised. It'd be brilliant if you could see it on the 360s or your PlayStations, maybe even with Wii U. But I don't think we'll see it. We definitely won't see it on Microsoft or Sony's consoles because it's sort of a Nintendo game. But it'd be nice if they licensed it out. It's a pipe dream, really. Package the Super Metroid with it. It'd be lovely. But as it don't, we stick with what we got, and that is the Super Metroid. So that is my number 1. Check out my other top 10. I've got more coming. You'll see I've done 4 already. The Panasonic 3DO, Xbox Original, PS1, PS2, and this will be my 5th SNES. I'm going to do N64 as well, which will be on there. Check it out, and I hope you enjoy my top 10. If you've not come across one of the games, check them out. Any of the top 10 I think you'll really enjoy. I wouldn't tell you anything that you wouldn't enjoy. And happy gaming, and look out for the website very soon.